What's poppin', family? Welcome to Rosedale Park, episode 8. And we back. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left y'all. I'm really sure my age. I've been doing this for a while now. But oh well. Anyway, man, before we get started, man, make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit that bell notification to let y'all know when I'm dropping. I am your host, Scotty V, and it's uh it's been a week. Actually, it's been a couple of weeks. I've been actually in the lab writing. Hope to show y'all something real soon, something special. I think it'll be world changing, but I always think that every time the pen touches paper for me, you dig what I'm saying? So just want to make sure y'all be on the lookout for that. Follow me on all my socials, Instagram, TikTok. And speaking of TikTok, there's a conversation going on TikTok as always, and it's a few of them. But I'm gonna start with this one topic of breaking generational habits. I'm somebody that comes from a large family, but it's small now. Old people pass away. Um, and I'm noticing all the generational habits that I may have that don't even necessarily come from my direct lineage, meaning my pops, my mom. And it's actually interesting. I think there are generational habits across the board for men, specifically black men, that I feel like it's up to my generation to start changing. To be quite honest with you, it is something to say when black men are struggling to be vulnerable in situations where their woman's telling them they're safe. And in my relationships, in my relationship, my woman is constantly telling me that you're safe here. Tell me what's on your mind. Tell me how you feel. And mm, I can say that it's still a struggle for me. And I think most men would say so as well. The problem lies from up further in the family tree, deep towards the roots. And it's something that we have to address, especially as millennial black men, because we're leading two other generations below us, Generation Z, Generation Alpha, and we have to change the subtle things that can have macro change. Changes can turn into macro success, and that starts with how we treat each other. That starts how vulnerable we are with the women in our lives, our families. And it's breaking those generational habits that are the toughest part. I think it's easy for us to analyze them or identify them rather and then analyze them, but breaking them down is a whole different beast because there's that little voice in your head that you you kind of second guess if this is going to be worth it or not. And it's not just being vulnerable with your lady or with your family, being vulnerable with your friends. A lot of our friendships are tight knit, and I'm just blessed to have the kind of friendships to where if we need to discuss something that is pressing and serious, all of my friend groups have that open door. But it's not like that everywhere. We constantly see the videos or the memes where guys will know each other for years and not know the other guy's last name or their hometown or anything like that. But that has to change with us only because, and more specifically in the black community, there is a lack of unity. And the black community can't afford this for too much longer. There are changes afoot. And if we're not together, we'll be completely unprepared and blindsided and scrambling. And as I said, it's up to us as millennials to start these tough conversations with everybody. If you have something going on in my friend group, none of us have a problem with saying, "Hey, y'all, pray for me." But that isn't everything. Sometimes there are things that we want people to, our friends to pray for us, but we don't want to share what that is. But we could always just say, "Hey, man, just pray for me," and breaking that generational habit of trying to deal with things internally and stuffing it down and drinking or smoking or doing dope or whatever it is, cheating, gambling. You know, men like to mask our our feelings and our hardships because we truly believe don't nobody give a damn. And through experiences, poor experiences, that's held true. But at some point you're gonna run across somebody that really does care about it and they are willing to hold what you have been carrying and give you a break. And that's a good woman in your life. I'm learning that. That's good friends in your life. I'm also learning that. That's rebuilding family that has shrunk, in my case, shrunk, or in other cases, dispersed and broken up and have fallen out. But we have to break the generational habits of holding on to things, using other things to mask problems. And black men, more specifically, I'm speaking to you, it's up to us to start that. We have to initiate these kinds of changes because if we don't, they won't. They will not start. Um, I believe we have put too much on the black woman. I've come from a single mom, and my mama loved me to death, but I could always tell how tired she was. That's why I was always, when I got my first job, I always wanted to work so I could have my own money. Because, and I definitely don't want my wife to ever have to worry about carrying both of us. And trust me, I know it's going to be situations in which she has to step up. But, and I think like most men, we don't want that. The narrative is we want our women to struggle like our moms did, but that could be further from the truth. Actually, we want you to be so happy that we ain't got to hear from y'all unless it's how much you love us and you want to get nasty or you hungry, like stuff like that. But nobody wants to constantly hear the problems and the gripes you have with us. We actually will work so hard so we don't hear that. And that's breaking generational habits of wanting to see y'all or having women to prove to us that they'll work. I think women have proven that. And in actuality, I think that both sides have proven to be hardworking and progressive and just ambitious. Those people have to find each other. And as tough it is as it may be, that's breaking another generational habit for each of us. That's being open to different things, different people. And because we all have types. And the funny thing is, your mama had a type, so that's probably why you got a type, shorty. I mean, your daddy got a type. That's probably where your type came from. And I've seen it in my friends. Now, I've never known my pops that well. You know, we never had a relationship, but I can imagine I exhibit some of those same similarities, both positive and negative, and those generational habits have to be identified with us. And speaking of family and generational habits, We are losing the family reunions. We are losing the cookouts. And again, millennials, I want you to come closer. This is our fault. We have to initiate these cookouts, man. We got to start being more open to inviting family and friends inside our homes, these big palatial homes we're buying, or our condos, or our moderate homes, or apartments, and initiate these get-togethers because those are the very fabric of what the black community used to get out of some very, very dire straits, some horrible situations. It was our community, it was our unity, it was our love for one another, it was the support for one another. And we're going to need that moving forward. America needs that. This country needs black unity. I don't care what channel you heard, but this country needs us to get together, fire up the grill, or fire up the catfish grease, or whatever it is that we eat on, and congregate and love on one another and play the spades, play dominoes, play Uno. Don't cheat. Yeah, you don't cheat. Uh, have karaoke, play taboo, whatever it is we doing now, whether you're on the game, VR, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a very integral part of our evolution. Every step of the way, we were always together, and family meant a lot to us. It it's fading, but as I said, man, millennials, it's really up to us to step in and do what we can do right now. You know, while we're building our families, while we already have families, you know, we there are gonna be more blended families now more than ever. And if you got kids and you dating somebody with kids and y'all get married and or y'all have a living situation, the people who are open to be around other people need to start that. Start the intermingling. And when we get to these events, when we get to these parties, man, everybody act right. If you can't drink, don't drink a lot. You know, the drunk uncle is cool, if he is, doing right, not doing no creepy shit. Excuse my language. But let's not just have a drunk uncle, drunk auntie, drunk cousin, high cousin. Everybody do things in moderation so we can all have a good time. I'm not saying don't cut loose, but don't cut so loose that your brains fall out. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to be that open minded with your ass. So act right when we get together and we have these cookouts. But let's have them. Let's have family reunions. Let's blend these families for real. Because it used to be when somebody was in trouble, your family had your back. Now, oh, I don't talk to this side of my family. Or I don't talk to my daddy's side or my mama's side. Man, if it's fixable, let's fix it. Because at the end of the day, you'd be surprised how family look out for you. I know everybody's had their bad experiences with family. I have had some myself, but man, they're important to us. They're more important to your success and your longevity in success than you actually believe. And we've seen that with other ethnicities, with Latinos, with Asians, with European people. I mean, we've seen it, and it ain't all good. It's a lot of toxic stuff that goes on in these families, but they stay together. Let's not disrespect each other at the cookout. Let's not be nosy, and let's not be messy at the cookout. Mind your business. If little mama don't want to tell you why she covered up, don't re- don't don't go looking for it. And I saw this also on TikTok. Since we at the cookout, if somebody up there is losing weight, let's not assume they're on dope or that they're sick. I think this is probably the most health conscious America's been due to the obesity rates. But millennials are very health conscious at this moment. We trying to live for a long time and we trying to look good because a lot of us are single. But that's breaking another generational habit. Being okay with your weight when you know you overweight. And I know there's a conversation going on about specifically black women being overweight, but everybody overweight. Everybody's overweight. I'm overweight. I gotta lose 15 pounds. You dig what I'm saying? So let's let's break these generational habits of being okay with being unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? So it let's start it up, man. Let's be amicable. Let's have amenable celebrations. Let's celebrate birthdays. Let's celebrate graduations. And let's act right when we do it, man. Let's throw some and I know we trying new stuff on the grill. You know, if you don't want pork, there are beef ribs out there, cooked chicken breasts, boneless chicken thighs. But uh, we're not trying to barbecue no tofu, G. I mean, we just you can keep that at your house. Like honestly, everybody wants to be healthy, but we having a cookout. Let's not throw no bullshit on the grill. I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. And if you're gonna be on the grill, pay attention to the grill, man. It's too much burnt food being cooked because you trying to do run over here and then you got a game going over here and then you trying to smoke over here, man. Pay attention to what you're doing. Assign somebody to the grill and assign somebody to the grill that's gonna pay attention and know how to cook it. And then don't undercook it, man. Like there's no reason my chicken should be bleeding, Jack. This ain't steak. I want my chicken done to the bone. All right. But we got to take these cookouts, these family reunions seriously, man, because I miss them. That's why I'm always trying to do mine. I'm always trying to do a cookout or celebrate at my house, Christmas parties, because I grew up on stuff like that. And I remember how fun they were as a kid, and I want to give some of my nieces and nephews that same feeling. Running through the house while the grown folks over there being loud, playing charades or whatever it is. You know, it's important for our community. We gonna segue into funny thing about uh, breaking generational habits, and that's the conversation of powerful and rich women and how they intimidate men. And in my experience, it was never the job, it was never the money, it was never the power or influence, the followers, the fans that really bother me with women who worked hard and amassed wealth and power. It was the attitude. And I think most men would agree. Now trust me, there are some weaklings out there. And we identify those as the weaklings. Not all black men, but those men who can't stand to see a woman doing a thing, like popping her shit, all that. A lot of a lot of men actually like it. We love seeing it. And this is just the truth. Me and my friends love seeing, or it doesn't bother us when we see women doing their thing and blowing a bag and just saying what she's accomplished. Like it don't bother most men because everybody's ambitious to do great things in their life. It's the ones who not or feel like they getting something stolen from them. And that's their own fault. But in general, I want to let the ladies know that it may not be intimidation. It just may mean you come off a little strong. And that's fine in the workforce. That's fine in everyday life. But with a man who wants to treat you softly, He wants to be treated softly. And I know it sounds simple, but it's not always the case. Now, from the perspective that where black women have worked very hard to be successful, I can understand it's hard for y'all to turn that off. I can truly understand it's hard for y'all to turn that off. But we got to work on it. Just like we got to work on being okay with not only being understandable when it's that time of the month, but being understandable when there's been a rough day and she needs space, or she don't need space. She needs you to be a little bit more um, proactive in how you're treating her, and to be assertive in some of your decision making. She's making decisions all day at work. You have to be ready to make some decisions at home. She doesn't really want to think. Now we have to be ready for that. We just asking. Most men are asking, just turn off the boss switch, turn off the hustler switch when you with me, and I think we'll be fine. I'm not saying that you got to stop being a boss. I'm saying that I am not here to fight you or compete with you. I'm just here to love you. I'm here to love you so you can relax. I can relax. Go read a book, play the game, watch the game, whatever. But, we got to get rid of that narrative that we're intimidated. We just want y'all to be nice to us. Like when you go out to the world, do your thing. We just want y'all to be at home when you with us. Just be nice to us. Like we're not against you. You know, black women are doing their thing, and I think the majority of black men love to see it. We just want it to be, you know, kind of a little different when you with us. That's all. That's really all it is, and I think we can do that, man. Let's break that generational habit of stupid men being intimidated by women who got it going on. Because they got it going on out here, man. And we love to see it. So, we going to break that right there, man. It's not intimidation. Some of y'all just got piss poor attitudes. And some men are just weak. Find what fits you. And I think so many people have said that. And I don't think it's dating within your tax bracket. I don't think it's dating within your pressure zone. I heard that today. Your pressure zone. It's fine. Who likes you? Who likes you? There's plenty of CEO women that like men who don't make her money. It's too many of them. I met them. There's plenty of CEO men that like CEO women. You just got to find a person that likes who you are as a person. Then you can fall in love. Then you can do all the other responsible shit that you got to do. But we gonna break that generational habit. We gonna date who we love, not who fits our financial scheme, not who fits our temperament because you don't want your woman to talk back to you or nothing like that. Find who likes you. It will save you a lot of heartbreak in the end. Now I'm not saying your heart won't be broken, but it'll save you from a lot of stupid heartbreak. Most times. Don't quote me. Anyway, man, I saw that Malcolm Jamal Warner, the legend, had a terrible swimming accident and passed away. And I just want to send condolences to him and his family. Um, it kind of makes you think Ozzy Osbourne also died. So they say it comes in three. So God, just watch over Stevie Wonder, please. I'm gonna cry if Stevie die, but we not even gonna put that in the air. But rest in peace, man. Malcolm Jamal Warner. I think he was a pillar. He was somebody that most black boys saw on TV and was like and just felt connected to him because we actually saw somebody that looks like us on TV, The Cosby Show. I watched a lot of The Cosby Show, but I think Malcolm was already grown. I remember him on that episode of Fresh Prince of Bel Air. That was a funny episode. Um, and I suit he had on was fire. I had some glasses like that once upon a time. I remember on Malcolm and Eddie WB show. I don't know if y'all watch WB. We ain't have cable the whole time I was little, so I watched a lot of regular channels. And I love Malcolm and Eddie. I love Eddie Griffin. I love Malcolm Jamal Warner on that, and he just did so much, man. He did so much. 54 years old, gone way too soon. But I think that's why you gotta live every day, enjoy every minute, cherish every second, because we losing legends, and we losing family, and we losing friends. So let's not take for granted the time we got down here. And he maxed out. I mean, this is a legend we talking about. He maxed out, and I kind of wanna. We should all want to, just like when Chadwick Boseman left. We should all want to max out our potential, and that's that's I think that's what we can take from this, man. Find the silver lining in this, man. Like I said, he's gonna be missed. Rest in power. My condolences to his family. Uh, Malcolm Jamal Warner, forever, for real. Now, for to lighten the mood, we're gonna talk about Meg and Klay. Now, the funny thing about Meg and Klay is that I am happy for both parties. Now, by the time this comes out, they may already be broken up, but I am happy for both parties. Online, I could tell that a lot of dudes, including myself, a lot of dudes have a lot of trauma, healed or unhealed. But we've been through experiences when you're you're in your good guy era. I won't say nice guy because nice is something, but you're a good guy, and you run into a woman who has been living her life and tearing the world up. You dig what I'm saying? And when she's telling people about you and her friends, like, oh my God, I've never had a man be so kind and sweet to me, and he just makes me feel he's just so nice. Those words are triggering because those are the guys they run it to the ground. You end up being that for a girl who been dealing with street niggas all her life, and you the one good dude that come along. You scared. You literally are scared of of what can happen because this is new for her. And I won't say most times, I won't say all times, but there are times when it don't end well for you. And she end up doing or going back to what she's used to. Or she just say, this was fun, but there's got to be something better out there. So that's why all the guys are worried about Klay. I can't lie and say I'm not worried about Klay. But he's a grown man. That's his life. We shouldn't be in their business. He's tall. She's tall. He gonna be a Hall of Famer. Meg, that's a good catch. Meg, do right by Klay. Klay, I know you're gonna do your thing. Meg, do right by Klay. For real, man. You do not want to be the nice guy. You don't want to be the nice guy that ends up looking sad in the face. It's not a fun feeling. That's just what it is. And you don't want to be a bad guy, even though they get the most play. That's a fact. But be a good guy. Be a good guy. Anyway, man, As always, bro. Episode 9 on the way. Welcome to Rosedale Park, straight out of Fort Worth, Texas. The guy to Fort Worth, Texas will be on his way. I'm tired of y'all talking noise about my city, man. Now, we ain't Dallas, we ain't Houston, we ain't San Antonio, we ain't Austin. We are Fort Worth. We have pockets of fun. Now, are you going to see women dancing on tables, twerking, shaking that ass over some French toast? No. But you are going to have some fun, especially when you come with a group. Fort Worth, Texas is a nice little subtle date group situation. Either 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 4-on-4, whatever. You can have a good time out here. But that guy's coming, man. I've been slow walking that for a minute. I need to get on it. But like I said, as always, man, appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Smash that subscribe button. I'm meaning that. For real, man. Don't make me have to come look for some of y'all, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Scotty V on all socials. Follow me. You rocking on the road to 1,000 subscribers. 1,000. Give me to 100 subscribers. That's sad to say, but I'm boring. But I'm working on it, man. Anyway, as always, peace and love.